Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back. I am AdamMcKola, and we are here to react to Ralf Rangnick's press conference, and in particular, the story that Paul Pogba has probably played his last game for Manchester United. The last time we saw him, he was hobbling off the pitch at Anfield with what looked like a muscle injury in the 5th minute of the game, just after Manchester United had gone 1-0 down. Paul Pogba hobbled off with an injury, and I remember myself, Jay and Joe, who were watching the game together, going, that's probably the last time we'll ever see him in a Manchester United shirt. And it's probably looking like that is going to be the case, as Ralf Rangnick has come out and said, the doctor has told me it will take 4 weeks minimum for him to recover. The last game is the end of May. I don't think that he's very likely that he will be able to play again this season. When asked whether he'll play for Manchester United again, he couldn't confirm that either. So we'll be reacting to that news here in this video, as well as another few bits and bobs as well. Team news ahead of the Arsenal game, and also a potential transfer, as an agent has posted something on Instagram which could intrigue Manchester United fans. So we'll get stuck into all of that, but keep it locked by hitting that subscribe button on this channel. Help us hit, what are we on at the minute, 123,000. Help us hit 125k. Obviously the big target is 200,000, but we got to take little baby steps, yeah? So hit that subscribe button, like, comment your thoughts in the comments below on everything that we discussed today, and of course share the video if you can. Let people know what's going on here on AdamMcKola TV. Someone said the other day, why is it called AdamMcKola TV? I don't know why it's called AdamMcKola TV. We're obviously not on TV unless you watch the YouTube app on your television, but I didn't know what else to call it back in the day. Now I don't even think it's called that, but I'm just in the habit of saying it. Nevertheless, we are here, and yeah, Paul Pogba looks like he's played his last game for Manchester United. Now everyone knows I'm a massive fan of Paul Pogba as a player. I think he's incredible. On his day as a player, he's absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately for Manchester United fans, we haven't seen his day consistently at Manchester United, have we? For many different reasons. Obviously, as we see now, he's picked up an injury. He's got an injury. He's had a fair few injuries at his time at Manchester United. Muscle injuries, ankle injuries, injuries that have kept him out for sustained periods of time. And that has obviously not helped his Manchester United career. We've also seen a change of manager on multiple different occasions. His relationship soured with Mourinho, and then Ole Gunnar Solskjaer come in, and then we have Ralf Rangnick. That means when you're changing managers, you're changing his positions constantly, you're changing his role in the team, you're changing his relationships with people. And obviously we've heard him come out recently and say that he hasn't been happy with his inability to kind of stick to a position, and that's been proven this season. He's played at 6, he's played at 8, he's played at 10, he's played on the left. That has chopped and changed, and Manchester United haven't really ever got a settled team around Paul Pogba. We have seen Paul Pogba at his brilliant best at times. We obviously saw that season, can't remember exactly what season it was, where he was leading goals, assists, chances created, this, that and the other, and I think he got into the team of the year in the Premier League as well. His first season when he returned, winning the Europa League, scoring in the final, winning the League Cup. He seemed to have built a bond there with Jose Mourinho, where we thought this is really going to take off, but it was another false dawn. And we've seen that on far too many occasions, haven't we? Where even, you know, people like me who are fans of him as a player will go, we need to see a little bit more, whether it's commitment as well. It doesn't help when your agent's talking about potentially leaving, your brother's talking about potentially leaving consistently since you've arrived. Your relationship with the fans isn't going to be great, is it? You know, you're not going to build a great relationship with those fans. And, you know, you just look at it and it's a move that just hasn't worked for so many reasons. Paul Pogba can take some of the responsibility on his shoulders for those things that I've just said, like never really being committed, never really being settled, never really, you know, just being the player that we thought he was going to be. But then United have to take some responsibility on their shoulders for that as well, because Paul Pogba isn't the only signing that we've made that hasn't gone to plan. And when you look at a lot of these players, look at Marcus Rashford, who wasn't a signing, who came through at the moment. You know, he's flying, and now he just looks like he doesn't ever want to play football again at the moment. We've signed other players where you bring them in, you know, they're breaths of fresh air, and then boom, they kind of just fall into the the low of mediocrity that we're seeing at Manchester United from the board downwards. Bruno Fernandes, another example, he come in, he was tearing it up, leading in goals, assists, all this, that and the other, and now he just looks constantly stressed. We've never really had a place, an environment at Manchester United, or even built a culture to where, you know, these players could thrive. And yes, some, you know, these individuals, including Pogba, have to take responsibility for that, and you can't excuse the agents and all those kind of things. But Manchester United have to make the players want to stay there, and they've never really done that. You see managers complaining, Van Gaal complaining about how things have gone, Mourinho, you know, Moyes, I'm sure Oli will when he can eventually speak. We've never had the right structure in place for success at all. And then when you look at the team that's been built, the midfield, that's the thing that we've always had complaints about. Do you know what I mean? For what? How long? 5, 6, 7 years? You know? And when you haven't got a number 6 and you haven't had one for a long time, you're not going to get the best out of your players like Pogba and Bruno on a consistent basis. And unfortunately, that's what we've also seen. But again, you do have to go back. You know, the other day we saw Man United fans booing Paul Pogba, some of them. I wasn't one of them. I don't agree with booing our own players. I wouldn't boo Harry Maguire. I wouldn't boo Paul Pogba. But when that happened, you could understand maybe the frustration of those fans, because you've seen a player that's never been really committed. His agent's always talking. His brother's always talking. He's not signing a new deal. This, that and the other. That's one side of it. But then maybe on the other side, the player goes, well, the environment here hasn't been great. It's not what it was when I was here before, when Sir Alex Ferguson was here. You know, I want to win trophies. This team doesn't look like winning trophies, and that's what players will say. But yeah, it's one of those transfers that probably it's just a waste of time, and it just hasn't gone to plan at all. You've spent a lot of money. He's going on a free. And I suppose that kind of injury, hobbling off at Anfield with us 4-0 down, kind of sums it all up, doesn't it? Pogba will go on, and I'm sure he'll be great somewhere, and everyone will go, oh, why wasn't he doing that for us? Actually, we saw that at times. We just didn't see it enough. And whatever the reasons for that, all that counts now is that the player's off. And I suppose that's probably what's needed for both, is a fresh start. Of course, there's probably, a 5% chance he signs a new deal. And if he signs a new deal and he works a relationship with Ten Hag and all that, could be amazing. But that's very, very unlikely. The likelihood is heads off to Paris, heads off to Turin, heads off to Madrid. And he goes on there and he continues to see out his career and gets a big money deal. That's another thing that United can't really compete with. We saw it with Ander Herrera. Once you allow a player to go to a free transfer, you know, once you allow that player to go on a free transfer, he's then got signing on fees that come into the equation. And then your wages have to go up by another 100k maybe. It's not going to happen. And I suppose the club and the player is probably the right time for it, isn't it? But yeah, it's a big disappointing one. I love him as a player. I just wish things were different, maybe from his side and from the club side. But yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments below on that. It looks like Paul Pogba has played his last game for Manchester United. Also, we hear this week, or from the press conference, that Cristiano Ronaldo, Rafael Varane and Scott McTominay will be available to face Arsenal. Wouldn't be surprised if all three of them came into the starting lineup after recent performances. We need to sort out that midfield ASAP. McTominay obviously isn't the answer, but we need to sort it out ASAP. And the other story I wanted to talk about was the agency FSB, who work for Antonio Rudiger. He's one of their biggest names, clients, has posted a picture, hopefully you can see this, of Sir Alex Ferguson there. Yeah, kind of. You can I'll put it on the screen. Why am I doing this? Why don't I just put it on the screen with a screenshot like so? And it says, let's see if I can help revive this sleeping giant. Does that mean Antonio Rudiger is on his way to Manchester United? Possibly. Who knows? Rudiger reminds me of what Eric Bailly should have been. He's a little bit mental. There's a lot of mistakes in him, but generally a good defender. And he's obviously more, keeps himself fit. Rudiger, Varane. That would be alright, wouldn't it? Not holding my breath though. Anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you're liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing. Keep it locked. Until next time, I've been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.